My name is Lucas Wehart. I'm from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, and I go to CMU. I'd say I've dedicated a lot of my life to sports and participating in and preparing for sports. Also dedicated a lot of life to friends, and even at the detriment to myself. And I also, between both of these things, usually make decisions fairly without much, I don't know how to put it, not much thought, kind of just fly by the seat of my pants. As far as sports are concerned, I wrestled for Ellsworth High School. That was my main sport. I also did football and track, but I wrestled. And my junior year, I wrestled 220 pounds. Obviously, I don't look like I weigh 220 pounds, and I didn't look like it back then because I weighed 180. So, back to the dedicated my life part, I basically, before every weigh-in, we'd have to weigh in before we wrestle every time, I put on 7 pairs of compression shorts. I drink usually at a minimum 64 ounces of water. And then if that was enough, I'd also get a bag of change and put it inside my compression shorts, inside one of them. Basically, so I could make the minimum weight of 186 when I only weighed 175. So I'd have to gain 11 pounds every time I weighed in. So my gut would be hanging out like that. But I ended up being on the varsity wrestling team, and we won 3 state titles that way. So that's an example of me dedicating my life and my body to sports. And now, friends, I also hold very dearly. And an example of this is I had a friend who wanted to move her stuff out of her boyfriend's house. So she came and got me for help. And I was like, okay. Well, what she didn't tell me was that 2 or 3 other guys had tried to help her previously, and none of them had been able to do so because her boyfriend and his friends were usually there, and they're quite intimidating. So I went there, was all going pretty well, and she's getting all of her stuff, we're about ready to go, and these guys are kind of staring me down, and I'm thinking, let's just get your stuff so we can go. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy move, and all of a sudden, I look over, and he swings and punches me in the nose, and my nose goes from like right here to like right here. So my nose is like completely like sideways and bloody everywhere, broken. And so I'm like, okay, there's 5 of them here. I should probably just go. So we get in my car, and I'm like, we need to get my nose fixed. And she's like, okay, so take me to my house. We go to her house, and she had 2 guys at her house, which she also didn't tell me about. And so, like, well, we can't go to the hospital. So basically what ended up happening is those 2 guys held me down, and they put like a rag in my mouth, and she snapped it back into place eventually. So not something I would recommend doing because it's extremely painful and not guaranteed at all, but I couldn't afford to go to the hospital. So there's an example of me putting it out for my friends and also making poor decisions. So finally, flying by the seat of my pants. That's been like almost my motto, like procrastination, just everything. And I joined the rugby team when I came to CMU. And since the rugby team is a club sport, we have to drive everywhere. For one of these trips was down to northern Illinois. So it's like a 5.5 hour drive. So I was like, all right, I gotta drive. Better get a good night's sleep. So to get a good night's sleep, I decided the best thing to do was probably go to the Wayside and have a good time there until just until like 11. So I leave there around 2 o'clock, get back to my dorm room about 2:30, and go to bed. And I wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning to some guy, my buddy, pounding on my door telling me we were 2 hours late leaving for northern Illinois. So I was like, all right, well, we better get going. And we drove down there fairly quickly and ended up making it on time for the game. So basically, my life has been just kind of one whirlwind. Like, there's always action. I hold my friends very dearly, and I take my sports and my athletic endeavors very seriously. So that's some fun stories. I hope you guys had a